My name is Neville Eden from Abergele Golf Club. The World Handicap System launched and went live last November, so November 2020. But of course, many of us were in lockdown and then playing winter rules if and when we could. So really, now in May 2021, we're only really just starting to get to grips with it all and playing qualifying competitions and qualifying rounds, etc. So I've recorded this just to try and give a very basic overview of really the fundamentals, and hopefully if it helps one person to understand what's going on, then I'll be happy. So here we go. The first thing I want to talk about is Handicap Index. This is basically the fundamental handicap number that you get allocated. And once you've got sufficient scorecards, basically it's calculated from the average of your best 8 scores out of your last 20. And as you carry on playing, your latest card replaces your oldest card, and that rolling average just keeps rolling forwards. It's a number that's calculated to one decimal place. So for example, at the moment, mine is currently 23.9. And you can see in this screenshot that I've taken from my profile on the Wales Golf member portal, which I'll talk a little bit about later, you can see my handicap index clearly displayed there, 23.9. And then this is the roller coaster of my golf performance. And then the green line is the history of my handicap index. So although you can see it has changed, it doesn't fly around all over the place. And the last 8 ones, there's one there. So the best 8, where it says they're counting in yellow, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's, you don't really need to know that, but that's how it's calculated. It's the average of your best 8 scores out of your last 20. And that number is fundamental, and you should be expected to know where to look for it to get the most up-to-date one, because every time you play in a competition or every time you submit a card, it will change overnight, and the following day it will be updated. So where do you find it? Well, you've got 2 main options really for you to find your handicap index. You can use How Did I Do, either the website on a computer or via the app, or you can use the Wales Golf website or app. And the 2 little pictures that you've got here on the left hand side, this is a screenshot from my mobile phone showing the Wales Golf app, again quite clear, 23.9, and actually it's easier to see on this screen which are the 8 that are counting towards that. I can't scroll it on here, but if I scroll down, I see all of my playing history on the Wales Golf app. Or on How Did I Do, you basically can get your index there as well, and I'll just explain those on the next slide. So using How Did I Do, if you use either the website or the app, then it's easy to get your handicap index. This is the app, or a screenshot from the app, and your latest handicap is shown on the home page in this orange banner across the page. Or if you click on that white head in the app, Head and Shoulders, it will pull up your profile, and then you can see that your handicap index is also shown there. So those 2 yellow boxes, those are the 2 places in How Did I Do on the app where you can see your latest handicap index. On Wales Golf, if you go to www.walesgolf.org and click on that WHS login that you can see there, you can register to view your player profile on Wales Golf, and when you've registered, you can then either use the website or the app. So click on there, and I've already shown you this screenshot, but from this screenshot here, it prominently displays your latest handicap index, and also, as I explained before, shows your last 20 rounds. I actually really do like the Wales Golf site and the app. It's very easy to look at your playing history. You can also use the app to find out your course handicap, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but you can find out your course handicap for any of the golf courses in Wales. I've produced another 2 videos to show people how to register, and also another video how to demonstrate the app, and they're on my YouTube channel. So you've got your handicap index, you want to go out and play golf, and in order to do that, you've got to, as a minimum, get your course handicap. And because all golf courses are different, some are easier or more difficult than others, each time you play, you need to know what your course handicap is for the set of tees that you're going to play off at whichever club you're playing. And so you use the tables at the club for the tees that you are playing. And the example of half of the table, I haven't got all of it here because it does go all the way up to a handicap index of 54, of course. But you can see here, this is basically a copy of what is shown behind the first tee at Abergele Golf Club. And at other golf clubs, you should see posters like this prominently, probably in the pro shop, somewhere in the club, maybe in the locker rooms, and hopefully as well at the first tee. So I said I was on 23.9. So 23.9 here, I've blown that up, sits in this range 23.3 to 24.2 for the yellow tees. So that would mean that my course handicap off the yellow tees would be 25. Yeah, so with an index of 23.9, I would have a course handicap of 25 off the yellow tees at Abergele. This would also be my playing handicap if I was just going out to play with a few mates, or if I was submitting a card for handicap purposes and someone was coming out with me to mark my card or to witness my card. That 25 would be my playing handicap, unless it's an organised competition, because competitions have basically got what's called a handicap allowance adjustment, and I'll come on to that next. So if you're playing in an organised competition, then there is usually an adjustment called handicap allowance. Even now, in a normal individual Stableford or a stroke play competition, the allowance is 95%, and that's quite new in the World Handicap system. When we used to play under the old system, we didn't have that adjustment, although I am assured that there was some kind of adjustment built into the original handicap calculation. But when you're in a competition, there will be an allowance that you'll need to know and take account of. So for an individual Stableford or stroke play, we take 95% of our course handicap and then round it up, just like we used to. If the decimal is 0.5 or more, we round it up. If it's less than 0.5, we round it down. And that then is your playing handicap for that competition. So my playing handicap for an individual Stableford competition off the yellow tees at Abergele would be 25, because remember I got 25 off that chart, multiplied by 0.95, which comes out at 23 3/4, and then I'd round that up to 24. So 24 would be my playing handicap in a Stableford or stroke play straightforward individual competition. Don't worry about this, but this is the table of all of the handicap allowances from the official handicapping rules document. So I'm now going to move on to, don't worry about this. because the easiest thing to do is to just use how did I do. If the competition is being run through how did I do, then just use how did I do, which I'll explain how to do that in a minute. Or if it's an open competition or some other competition that's not being set up through how did I do, then the organisers will hopefully have produced something, a start sheet or a table to make it easier for you to know what your playing handicap is. So I mentioned how did I do. Once the competition sort of start sheet is available in the app, so when the competition's been closed for any further bookings, I'm sure some of you will know this already, that you go in and if you want to see what time you're going out and who you're going out with, if it's a draw, then if you go into how did I do, click on the top sort of 3 lines and you pick booking, and then you pick the competition that you're interested in, and then it will bring up this kind of list. And then you can then find yourself, and the number in brackets next to your name is actually your playing handicap for that competition. So here, this is just part of the list in the app. I was playing off the white tees and my playing handicap is shown here as 25. Just very straightforward, very simple. Look in the app, 25, that's what you're playing off. That's how many strokes you're going to get extra. So to summarise the whole thing, know what your handicap index is, look it up. It will change every time you submit a card, for a competition or another card that you submit. So keep on top of it, know what it is, know where to look it up, either in How Did I Do or in Wales Golf. Work out what your course handicap is using those tables that I showed you. So the Abigail one behind the first tee, white, yellow, red, make sure you're using the right set of tees. Look up what the course handicap is then corresponding to your handicap index. If there is an adjustment, then know what that is, check the allowance and apply it if needed. Or if you're using How Did I Do in a comp, just look at the number in there and you can forget the first 2 steps if you do that. Then go out and play golf and enjoy your game. Remember, return your score as soon as possible, either into the computer or How Did I Do, or if there are arrangements for handing cards in, then obviously return your card. Just a note at this point about NRs. We should not be using NRs unless we have to stop our round because of injury, illness, lightning, really adverse weather, etc. We are all meant to submit cards if we've entered a competition. So please don't just NR your card because you're having a bad day. The whole point of this system is, to keep an accurate record of your playing performance and make sure that your handicap fairly reflects that. If you need or want any further help, I've made a couple of other videos about aspects of the World Handicap System, a quick demo of the Wales Golf app as well. These are on YouTube, so email me if you want a link or click on subscribe below. Feel free to send me any questions by email. My email address is there, neville.eden@gmail.com. Say hi in the bar at the club if you play at Abigail, and I'll answer any questions at all if I possibly can. So enjoy your golf, and that's all for now. So Hwyl am y tro, bye for now, and hopefully see you on the course or in the bar sometime. Take care, bye.